Welcome to Live, Let, Thrive, a podcast about the Airbnb life, the share economy, and everything in between. Here are your hosts, Myka and Steve.
Hello, hello, hello.
And welcome back to another
That was you.
to another exciting episode
Of Live,
Let
Thrive. What is up, Myka? Man,
I'm chilling, Stevie Stacks. How you been, man?
great, man. I bet people are shocked. We're like, holy crap, they're back together. Oh man,
Been a while.
it's been a few months since we done one. Been even longer since me and you done one together. So this is finish the introduction. Episode 313 of your favorite short-term, mid-term, long-term rental podcast in the world, coming at you from Fort Worth and Arlington, Texas.
Let's go, man.
Yeah, man. Like I said, it's been a minute. We have a million things to talk about, I'm sure. How's your family been? We hadn't chatted in a while. How are they doing?
Family's good, man. Family's good. I moved my mom to Texas, and
Oh, nice.
I turned her house into a short-term rental that we manage.
Of course.
Oh, yeah, we moved her to Texas and just
From
moved.
where? Seattle?
No. She lived in Arkansas.
Arkansas. Okay.
Yeah, they left there in 20. They left the Northwest in 2017. Been living in Arkansas since, and she moved here. And then we just moved Mahogany's dad down. My mom has her own place down the street. We just moved Mahogany's dad down. So finally got consistent babysitters in the DFW. But other than that, it's been good, man. I know you got some good news, some big news. So how's things been with your family, man?
Yeah, we had a baby boy. He's over 2 months old now.
Congrats.
So yeah, finally had made the boy. I guess I did it right. Whatever joke you want to insert there, but but three girls, and then we have our boy now. So yeah, it's been really cool, man. It's a big blessing. Thank God for
Yeah.
that. It happened right at the end of October, so we had, the holidays, still had to do the Halloween trick-or-treating with the girls, and we had Christmas and New Year's and all that, or Thanksgiving, all that stuff just happened all at once. So like, apologize for taking such a long break from the show, but it was a lot to digest, you know what I'm saying? And it's January, so we're back in full swing, ready to produce some great short-term, mid-term, long-term rental podcasts for you guys. And what deals have you been doing, Myka, lately?
Personally, I am getting ready to do. Well, I'm getting ready to do another 1031 exchange. That's going to be my first deal of the year. It's a 1031. I'm trying to get better units. So I have a 3-bed, 1 bath. I want a 1031 to a 3-bed, 2 bath. That'll be my first deal of the year. And then my goal for the year is, get 2 doors, buy another two, and then get another property under management, maybe even 2 or 3 under management, because that's a little bit of an easier process. But yeah, that's basically what I've been doing, man. What have you been up to?
As we always say, it's funny you say that because we always remind each other of things, but we're kindred spirits. That's why. So, but you said you're trying to upgrade the properties, right? Get better
Yeah,
properties,
yes,
and
sir.
I'm in the same boat, man. I'm like examining which ones fit well in the portfolio, and
Mhm.
which ones are just headaches and don't fit well. And a lot of them are in the hood that don't fit well. Go figure. But there's for example, well actually remember I told you I had a condo that
Yeah.
over there by Channel 11 Towers, if people know where that's at, over there in Fort Worth. Not the best part of Fort Worth, but I own two condos in that complex. The first one, is a set it and forget it. We got great tenants there. They've been there for a while and paying rent on time. They love the place. They keep it super nice. These guys. And so the other condo, I bought it and inherited Section 8 old lady that was living there, right? Well, she passed away in November. And so her son, who was like her caretaker living there, he bounced in December. He didn't want to stay and pay full rent or whatever.
Sure.
So that voucher's disappearing. So he moved out. I went in there and it was a mess, dude. He was a smoker. It's a two-bedroom, two-bath condo with like a dining room, niched out room. But he's a smoker. He left a bunch of stuff behind. I mean, I was over there taking truckloads of crap out of that place because he just bolted, right? And throwing all that stuff away. And then I got my cleaners in there to clean. Then I got Pablo to go check it out. But So that place, I'm like, okay, man, this is in the hood. I really want to upgrade. If I could sell this thing, because I got it for 80 grand, right? And if
Mhm.
I could sell it for like 120, I could use that as down payment money for another house, right? Like 1031, like you said, and I down payment, get me a good house in a good area. And so the hood turns to good, right? And so, so
Yeah.
a funny story with that too is I got there after it had deep cleaned and Pablo went in there and did his thing and I went there first thing I did is change the locks, of course. And so I put the code and I turned the door and I was like, what the hell? It was already unlocked. I was like, oh crap. I said, and I called Pablo, hey man, did you leave it door unlocked? He said, no, I never leave unlocked. I leave my tools there and stuff. I don't do that. I always make sure it's locked. I was like, okay. I started looking around. There was a little throw pillow on the floor, right?
Wow.
And this is after a cold. You already know. This is after a really really cold snap we had, and so I'm checking it in the morning. The throw or in the afternoon, there's a throw pillow there, and I was like, that's I don't remember that being there, you know. And then and I saw like a little half thing of toothpaste. Whoever was there, at least they cared about their teeth, I guess. And then I saw a little burnt out cigarette on a napkin over there on the corner. I was like, oh shit, someone been sleeping here, man. How'd they get in? So I'm looking all around this place, how this person got in, right? Because they're not there anymore. I checked the closet. I was half thinking a crackhead's gonna run out of the closet, but but so I checked everywhere. No one was there. And it was like 85 degrees in there. They were blasting that heat, man. It was so hot in that place, man. And so I was just looking around. I was like, how the hell did they get it? And then I saw the door frame where the locks go in and stuff. And it was
Uh-huh.
kind of like hanging there. I was like, oh, snap. Someone kicked in the door. And
Ah,
so and someone kicked in the door and spent the night there from the cold, you know. There was
mhm.
nothing to steal, whatever. But I was like, damn it. I showed Pablo, yeah, this is what happened. And he said, yeah, don't worry, I'm gonna put a metal piece there.
Mhm.
And like, because the little strike plates that come with houses, that they ain't worth the flip.
Oh, no, I ain't give a
They
fuck.
ain't worth the flip. So he got this. Well, I had one. I said, I'm gonna go to Home Depot and get some things. I got a floodlight, big giant floodlight to put above the door. Anybody walks by, it's boom,
Yeah.
thousand whatever lumens. And then I got like a little dummy, a camera, because I don't have internet there, and I put one of those cameras that lights up when someone walks in front. And then I got the biggest metal piece they had, which is about 5 or 6 inches, and then it's more solid than the little strike plates, right?
Mhm.
And I installed that stuff, and then well, the next day Pablo said, I got a bigger. He got one that goes from like the floor to the ceiling strike plate. This metal
Man.
piece, man. He drilled that mofo in. He said no one's gonna kick down this door, and so luckily we hadn't had no issues since then, knock on wood, but like I said, hood. And after that incident, I said, "Man, Pablo, I want to sell this place. Can you do something cool? You can fix it up. I want to sell this." And that middle dining room area, could you put like a barn door there so to make it like a flex room, like a kind of a 3 bedroom? And he said he'll do that. And so he's gonna make it look pretty nice. And I'm gonna try to flip it and sell it because I don't want to be in the hood. I don't want to. I could do Section 8, I could do whatever, but I just like the area, just being there. I was like, I just really don't want to be here,
Yeah. Yeah. Why didn't you want to put another Section 8 tenant in there?
man. I just Well, here's the thing, because Section 8, every 2 years you can raise the rent, right? That's with this Fort Worth, anyways. I've been probably every
Oh,
city has their own rules, but um, every 2 years at Fort Worth you can raise the rate. And when I first got it, I was charging. I guess they were on the lease like 950 a month, so I put in for like 1150 jump to see if they accepted it right after a couple years. And so I said, well, in 2 more years, I guess I can try to raise it to 1350. It's still going to be underneath what. The thing is, I don't know. It's like it's not a lot of bang for the buck, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, if I can upgrade and get me a nice house in a nice area using that profit margin, right? And
yeah.
make it look nice and sell it as a 3 bedroom house. Then I just think that's a lot better. And especially I can't do short term there. I can't do midterm there because I'm not going to put midterm clients in the hood, you know what I'm saying? And so that's my business model is midterm rentals with short term, like to fill in the gaps, short term midterm rentals. That's what we do. And it's just not conducive with my business.
I love it, man. Straight up. So like where are you looking to buy?
Well, I'm always looking in Grand Prairie and Irvine and mid cities, that's my areas. Yeah.
Okay. How's Grand Prairie been treating you? Because I'm thinking about Grand Prairie too.
It's been doing all right. It's been doing all right. I want all the listeners to go flood Grand Prairie now, but
Oh,
it's right down the road from us, so it's doing all right. I know that I've learned most all the streets now. There's good streets, bad streets. Anything with a number like with 15th Street, 14. No, you stay away from the TH streets. You know what I'm saying? And there's just good spots, bad spots. So I'm starting to learn it pretty good, and I feel comfortable there.
yeah, we just had a property for sale over there. A half duplex for sale over there.
Do you end up selling it?
No. The deal ended up falling through because the end buyer, I guess he didn't realize the tenant was in it because he didn't read the lease. So we ended up
Uh,
falling through, but hopefully we'll get another one under contract. We're real cool with the seller, but yeah,
was it a wholesale thing or what?
it was a wholesale.
Okay.
We entered the contract. It was in the Two Worlds community.
Okay.
It's in the hood. It's in the hood. It was in the hood. So yeah, so now with my 1031, I'm looking I'll either buy something in Grand Prairie or I'll just stick to Central Arkansas because my team's already there. So yeah, that's been it, man. I'm trying to look to 1031 and what kind of locks are you using? Because my remote locks I'm having to go through a new lock because remote locks are going offline. They're having major issues, bro.
I'll tell you this. Since I'm picking up mostly houses now, right, in
Mhm.
my area where I can
Yeah,
go and check on them if I need to, or especially my maintenance people can get there. I'm getting the Schlage, just the regular Schlage, turn it yourself deadbolt after you type in the code. So
yeah,
you type in the code, because a few things with that, and it's not a smart lock. It's a keypad lock, but I can change the codes, after each guest. I could teach, the cleaners or the handyman to change the codes. And they last, I mean, they last forever. You don't have to change a battery for like years, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
they're not dependent on internet. So if the internet's down, they'll mess up and all that stuff or whatever. And so I install those, and also the second reason I do the turn it yourself is because what jams up, as you know, a lot of the keypad locks or smart locks is that it'll, like, you type in the code and it'll go and it'll keep hitting the strike plate, or if the door ain't perfectly right, it'll hit the strike plate and it won't work, right? But if
Yeah.
it's the turn, you type in the code and it releases, then you turn the deadbolt yourself, then you could feel it. People
It-
anybody can open that door. And,
yeah,
and and I do have a funny story about that. You mentioned it because
yeah.
I haven't had any problem with these things. They freaking work amazing. I love these things. I put them everywhere. But the this one handyman that I'm trying out, he went over there and he couldn't figure it out. But he was telling the team, like I said, I let my team handle everything, but I guess his English wasn't that good. So they were like, he said something about batteries on the lock and this and that. I was like, oh, and I saw the messages come through, but the team's handling it. But I thought he meant the batteries are dying, so he's changing out the batteries. I was in the area that day at another house I was looking at to buy, and I said I'm gonna go by there because I know that he was saying something about batteries. I said I'll swing by there. It's right up the way. And I went by there and I was like, it was a whole different lock on there. And it was one of those cheap Defiant or cheap whatever Defiant locks you get at Walmart, the keypad lock, not a
Mhm.
turn with your. I was like, what the hell? I didn't put this piece of crap on here, you know? So what
Yeah.
happened? This guy was saying this lock don't work because he was typing the code and nothing happened, but he didn't turn the freaking deadbolt. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? He typed
Yeah.
the code and he said nothing. He even sent the team the video. That's why I pissed off. Like, how did y'all not fix that? He sent y'all videos.
Mhm.
And then he's like he even they told him get the lockbox out of the key what's it called get the key out of the lockbox.
Mhm.
He put that in there and he's showing video of him turning it and it's just spinning and spinning the key, but he didn't push it in far enough to catch so you can unlock it that way. So he just thought the whole freaking lock was bad, right? So he ended up changing out the damn lock, putting a cheap ass lock on there. And I was like, dude, what did you do? He didn't even put batteries in the cheap ass lock. And so I'm like, man, and I said the guests are using the key for that cheap ass lock. And so I was like, man, I said, do you have that lock that I bought? You still have? Yeah, it's in my car. I was like, he's in the area. All right, meet me there at the house. And I said, I reinstalled it. I told him this lock is expensive, well, more expensive than the one he bought, you know. This is like
Yeah.
120, 130, these ones. But his was like the Walmart special, you know, $40. And I was like, look, this is how you do it. You type in the code and then it releases. Then you turn it. You turn the deadbolt yourself, you know. It's oh, I didn't know. I didn't know. I was
Mhm.
like, you should have called him. Well, you know, his like I said, his English wasn't so good. I said, next time call me if you have an issue like this.
Yeah.
I was like, you can take this one back to Walmart, but it was just a trip. But yeah, so that's what I've been using because like the houses I'm getting are by me and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
I don't have any issues with dealing with those smart locks that are messing. Man, they messed up so much. Quickset is a piece of garbage. I
Oh
don't know
yeah.
if you, yeah, Quickset sucks, dude.
I used to my go-to was remote lock, Five Eyes, but they've been messing up. So when I asked my group too, everybody said Schlage encode as well. So I was like, okay, let me just do the Schlage then. I'm gonna try it out. I ordered one for my personal house so I can
Mess it
know
up.
how to set it up. So then when I send it to my team to install them, if they have any questions on hooking it up to it's the internet one though. If they have any questions, I can go ahead and help them. Cause yeah, that's what I've been looking at too is the Schlage.
They do have good remote locks too. They do, yeah. Schlage does a good job. But yeah, Quickset is garbage. They just always messed up, dude. Um, oh, what's it called? What's the other big one that's out there? What's the other big smart lock?
Yale.
Yale. Yeah, they're hit or miss. They're hit or miss.
Yeah,
Uh,
I like the only thing I do like about them. I love that you don't have to put a new lock on. It just goes over your current deadbolt. My only issue is it's technology based. So older people, when they have to install an app, I don't know if they fixed it yet. That was when it was back in my day when like I remember I stayed at actually one of our listeners' places. I stayed at one of our listeners' places and they had a Yale. It was perfect for me. But the first thing I was thinking of, because my mom just so happened to be with me on that trip, she'd be confused as hell if he was to send that to her. Like, hey, you got to download this app, go up to the door, put. I'm like, oh, nah, you're gonna have so many guests complaining. But yeah, I was that was the only reason I haven't touched the Yale was because of that reason.
oh man, you know I was. Let's jump into it, man. I want to ask you something very important because this
Yeah.
happened to me, and the first time it ever happened to me, a squatter at an Airbnb.
Ooh. Oh yeah, I remember you telling me something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you particularly because Mike Brown mentioned, oh, dude, Myka has some preventative measures against to keep squatters out. Because I was telling them, you know, what happened. So they booked a small stay and they just wouldn't leave, right? And
Yeah.
I've gone over it on this show before, you know, but I'll refresh, you know, if anybody's listening, hadn't listened in a while, I'll refresh the memory. So this girl, you know,
Mm.
booked the place. And it was one of those things where she would like extend and then, you know, the money wouldn't go through, extend again, and finally would, you know, one of those, you know, I was like, I was almost ready to tell my tell her to leave. Tell her to leave. I'm tired of this. But she extended one more time, and then I said when the money didn't go through, I said, listen, y'all gotta leave. Y'all gotta leave. I'm gonna call the cop. I mean, I remember a rule from your playbook. You're like, y'all are trespassing now. I'm gonna call the cops. They're on their way. All this stuff, you know, the Myka playbook, and um, and they just said, no, you know, we're not going nowhere. Or something kind of like, you know, so I was, oh, what's going
Oh
on? And then
shit.
she's like. She's like, we have rights now, you know. I extended and I got past the 30-day threshold. Starts reading off all these rights and stuff, and she goes, "We're, you know, we're not gonna leave. You want us to leave? You have to evict us." I was like, "Oh man,
Man, she
yeah,
running the game. Go ahead.
yeah. Listening to all that TikTok crap, and I'm serious. And so my cleaners, you know, they were in the areas like they tried us. They tried to get in and stuff, and homeboy, it was a guy that was there, and he had locked both deadbolts. Here's the thing: that's rule number one in the Myka playbook, from what I heard, and Mike Brown told me. If you ever do an arbitrage in an apartment complex, take that top deadbolt off so they can't
Oh,
barricade themselves in. I see. I never even thought of that,
oh yeah.
but
I
yeah.
take them off.
Okay.
I take them off. Yeah. The
Well, they
only
could.
deadbolt is the one that
It
I
has the
control.
code, the door code.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but so that's you know error number one. I didn't know that that's what you should do, and so they couldn't get in even with the code. You know, he had the top deadbolt locked, and so they couldn't get in. I tried the whole call the cops thing. You know, he didn't answer the door for us. Nobody knocking, nothing. As soon as the cops got there, he opened the door right away. Hey, officers, you know, just like you know, he had his old spiel ready, and they're like, yeah, he goes, this was an Airbnb stay. You didn't leave. He goes, He goes, no, we have a lease in place. We have a verbal lease in place. I have this stuff on my phone. And as soon as the cops heard lease, they said, oh, this is a civil matter. They said, and the dude came out, this African dude, and he had like nasty sweats on, and he had an ankle monitor. You can see it front and center, man. He was squatting, but he was what's it called, under house arrest. And then the
Oh, so
cops were
probably
like,
couldn't
dude,
leave.
you want to do this? Even if you have that with that on, you're gonna try this stuff, and aren't you worried it's gonna mess up your whatever? And he's like, no, sir, it's not gonna mess up anything. It's not a crime. And so he's just like all reading them off all the rules, and I said, this guy. I told the cops, I'm getting heated. I said, this guy wasn't even the one who booked the place. Look, it was the girl that booked the place. And then the guy's like, it doesn't matter. He goes, even if you have a house guest at your house over 2 weeks, you have to evict them. He started reading all these rules and stuff. The cops were like, yeah. Well, cops don't know nothing about the rules, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They just hear lease and dispute, and it's automatically a civil matter, right?
Mhm.
And they're like, well, there's nothing we can do. I said, well, let me get my stuff out. The whole Sean Rasijic playbook. He's like, no, I'm not letting you go in there. You can't go in there, blah, blah, blah. And you have to file for eviction. I was like, holy So
Ooh, what happened? This is getting good.
So yeah, long story longer. So I had to file the damn eviction. I got a buddy of mine has a lawyer friend, and I talked to him about it. He goes, yeah, you have to do the 3-day notice thing, and after that, then we file the eviction, and then after that, it sets a court date, and then if they lose the court, if they lose that, the court hearing, he goes, which they probably will. He goes, then we can get them out or whatever. And
Mhm.
so and so sure enough, it was like 15 days later or so, whenever that court date was, right? And they didn't show up. My lawyer showed up, but they didn't show up, right, to the court date. So we
Yeah.
automatically won. Oh, I won the eviction. But you have to wait 5 days, and then on the sixth day, if they hadn't appealed, then they can you can file, get the sheriff out there and all that, right, writ of possession or whatever.
Mhm.
And of course, they waited till the fifth day, and then they filed an appeal. And and so what that does, it kicks it out to another court. And that one kicked it out to a court that was like a month and a half later. So that so they're gonna get like 3 months free rent, and they're probably not gonna show up to that court. Because what argument do they have? Is Airbnb staying and they didn't want to leave? What argument they have? They don't have an argument. So they're probably just getting another spot to do this to someone else for 3 or 4 months. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So in the meantime, there's not a crime. So they can just do this to as many people as they want. And so actually the court date's at the end of this month, January 29th. It's funny because my lease ended already in December. End of December, my lease is up. I'm out of there. So
Yeah.
I'm not paying rent there or nothing anymore, whatever. But I'm still gonna join the Zoom, court hearing
Yeah.
and stuff, and they're probably
Wait,
not
they're still in there?
still there. Yeah, they're still there.
You serious?
I'm serious,
When did
man.
this happen?
Man, so they started squatting at the end of September.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
I always told people, man, this Texas, you can evict with shotguns and pit bulls, but damn, man,
Yeah.
truth.
No, dude, it's not. I mean, at least Dallas ain't like that. They have long ass court dates and stuff.
Dang, bro.
So, yeah, it's crazy.
So have you
And
been
so,
paying the rent?
for those 3 months, yeah, I was on the hook to pay the rent for those 3 months, October, November, December. But January came around, I was like, I gave them my notice a long time ago, so they knew I was moving out anyways.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of like, I mean, I could just, hey, peace out. It's y'all's problem now, but I'm still gonna go, show up to the court date or whatever, and at the very least get my stuff out, even though it's not. I mean, I've been there like 3 or 4, whatever years, so it's just like it's not like it's worth a lot.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But it's the principalities that matter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna and I'm gonna see what I can do. I mean, I know his life is ruined. He has like a violent criminal history record, so whatever. His life is just ruined anyways. But her life, I'd like to really, really go after her for doing something like this, and put
Well, it's on
get a
her though,
judgment.
right?
It's on both of them. Whoever's the occupants. So it's on both of them. So I filed a suit against both of them. I remembered the name when the cop was asking his name, and he told him his name, and that's
Mhm.
why I looked him up and I found him. He has a rap sheet and everything. So there's so many crazy parts to this. So it's not even like, okay, I'm gonna screen, I know who's gonna book my Airbnb and this and that. That shit don't matter because, like I said, it was this young girl that booked, but it was
Mhm.
this criminal dude that was staying there. So here's the thing. I mean, and you say, okay, well, I have my camera. I see that there's two people showing. How many times does a couple rent out an Airbnb? It happens all the time, right? We don't even blink. We don't ask for all their IDs and all that stuff. But I want to see. And I've heard a few. Mike told me a few ways that you try to prevent squatter situations from happening. So would you like to share that on the show right now?
I mean, how I do it. Mine's different though because I don't have any more arbitrage and I don't have any more apartments. So how I do my houses is just I installed Vivint in there. So let's just say they decided to squat. I can just from my phone, I can just push the alarm and the police will go out there and I'll just say somebody breaking in. And I've done that twice and got people out. Um, I have a video on Instagram that I tell people how I like multiple ways that I do it. I do garage openers. So like no matter what, we always have access to the home. You know what I mean? But yeah, my Vivint plays the last resort, but it's never failed. So like if they just say they aren't getting out or anything like that, you set off an alarm. Somebody be like, "Oh shit, I'm getting the hell out of here." Because now I'm gonna just straight up tell them I don't know you. You breaking in, and police ain't about to believe no Airbnb. This like, hey man, dude broke in my house. I'm out of town. We did it one time, and the cops went through the back. One dude went through the front. Man, they got the hell out of there quick. They're like, "Oh, we're sorry, we're sorry." Yeah, man, you just have to change it up. You gotta kind of play stupid. So we've done that once and that worked. And then we did it again at another property and the guy got out. Yeah, I always use the Vivint trick.
Now, was their intention to squat? Do you know, or they were just leaving late?
I think they were both just leaving late, but they were being excessively slow.
Mm.
Like our cleaners were there. Like this dude, I think our checkout's at 10. This dude wouldn't leave. It was 4 o'clock. We didn't want to test it. We were like, look, let's just send the people out. That's how
Mm.
I've done it. Now, just a situation like you're in, I haven't been in that situation. Knock on
No,
wood.
no, was it a short stay or like a medium stay, or they're over 30 days?
One guy was over 30 days, and the lady was like a week and a half.
In
Yeah,
Arkansas? Is it Arkansas?
yeah, these were in Arkansas.
Okay, maybe they don't play around over there.
I thought Texas would be more strict, but I guess not.
No, man. As soon as they hear lease or whatever
So,
lie they tell them, they say it's civil matter. They can't do nothing.
so this is my question though. So like, okay, even though the lease ended at end of this month or end of last month.
At the end of December 31st, the lease ended.
Okay, so it's basically the property's technically out of your control.
Correct.
Can the complex come after you because somebody's still in there?
I don't I don't know. I mean, I'm out. I'm gone. That's the thing. And what are they going to evict me? You know what I'm saying? They're going to put an eviction on me, but I'm
Yeah,
not
because
there anymore. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It's
you're
a
not.
it's a weird situation.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering because like okay, when I moved out of my apartments, the first thing they do is they're like put the original locks back on and give us the original keys. So what they're doing is basically if I don't do that, I'm technically still the leaseholder until I give them the original keys. Or I have to, in some situations, lost the original lock. I have to just pull my lock off, leave the place unlocked, but I let them know, like, hey, I lost the lock. And they're like, okay, we'll just charge you for it.
Hmm.
But they're doing that to assume, like, okay, I've handed over possession from myself to you. I was wondering if they're gonna do they know that they're in there?
Oh yeah, they're not, and they're
Oh,
and they're and they're not like
yeah.
you know being an a-holes to me 'cause they know the situation. They know what I
Yeah,
mean. It
yeah,
ain't
yeah.
my
That's what I
fault,
was wondering.
and I've rented a ton of places from them.
Okay.
This community. So I mean, I don't know how they could come out after me since I gave my notice. My last day was the 31st. These people that in there aren't me. Yeah, I'm not trying to
Yeah, yeah.
squat. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it'd be weird. You can throw an eviction on me. I'm not even there.
And you have a police report to back
And I
it up.
have an eviction already in place
Yeah.
for those people that are in there. So, but I'm gonna see it through. I'm not gonna leave it. Hey, peace out. They're your problem now. I'm gonna see it through and try to hopefully help them get them out. But
But I was just wondering, like, what's the repercussion? Like, could they come after you? But if they you have a good relationship and rapport with them, that's good then.
I mean, that helps. But like I said, I'm not leaving them high or dry.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
anyway, in this area, I mean, they're sadly, I guess they're used to evictions. They,
Oh,
you know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
in certain areas, yeah. You're
Yeah. So
man,
my
I hate
thing,
that
the
happening to people,
when
bro.
you said you had the alarm, right? You had the alarm. Now it goes off, it's annoying as hell, I'm sure too, and it calls the cops at the same time.
Mhm.
But can they disable the alarm?
No, they don't have the code to it.
So it's an in the wall alarm.
Mhm.
Even if they unplug it, it's not going to do nothing.
No, they don't have the access to the plug. Plug's behind the wall. So I put them when they install them. They install them on the wall, so they can see the panel. Then and they don't really touch it because the only thing they can do, they can adjust the thermostat with it. Like that's why most people like it because they can adjust the thermostat, and then there's a thermostat on the wall.
These are
But
Vivint,
no.
Vivint.
Yeah, Vivint. Yeah,
Y-
and then it's called the Smart Hub panel. But I can control the whole panel from my phone. So like I could go to one of my places right now. I could start opening garages. I could dispatch the police right now. I could say a fire is going on right now if I wanted to. Um,
How much does that cost a month?
uh, most of them about like 50, 60 a month.
Okay.
But you're gonna have to pay like the if you're gonna get new equipment, you're gonna have to pay the equipment fee. The equipment fee might come out to like 22 a month, so you might be in all in at like 70, 80-ish.
So did you install these like this at your like arbitrage apartments?
No, never did the apartments. So that's why I
Okay.
said with apartments has always been different. The apartments has always been dependent. I'm happy we're actually having this conversation because that makes me think about that Schlage lock. I have a question for you in a second. My apartments are always dependent upon the lock. So at 12 o'clock, no matter what, their door code is going to stop working. So I've had to let people back in because no, I mean at 10 o'clock their door code is going to stop working. I've had to let people back in because they were still moving stuff and the door locked them out. So but the lock has always been the safeguard in apartment complexes. So like at 10 o'clock, boom, your code doesn't work anymore. You're locked out. So if you were to go try to go somewhere and grab some groceries, or if you thought you could be slick by leaving the door unlocked, it'll automatically lock. So you can't get back in. So I haven't dealt with squatters in that situation.
And that's the Schlage, which one?
No, that's the remote lock 5i.
Oh, remote
Now I'm
5i.
thinking about thinking about I need to get it. Now I have a question about the Schlage. So does the Schlage auto put codes in and do those codes automatically stop working?
No, not these ones. These are just no, these are
I'm gonna have
manually.
to ask
Yeah, yeah.
because that now we're having this conversation.
Yeah, it's an important conversation.
Yeah, now I'm like really thinking over here. Now I need to ask the group did Schlage do that because yeah, that's always been my protection piece at apartments.
Okay. Okay. Now,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll take it a step further. These people are pretty slick, right? If you put something like that. Here's the thing, what they always did was left someone behind inside the unit because they didn't want to get locked out kind of deal, you know what I'm saying? They left someone behind in the unit at all times. And so
Well,
yeah,
their situation makes sense because the dude's on
yeah,
house arrest, right?
right.
He
So he
basically
he he
he
can't go
can't.
nowhere no how.
Yeah. So he has to check in with his PO though, right?
Yeah, he put my address as his home address. And I told the cops that too.
So like he doesn't ever leave like to check in with his PO.
Oh, to go. Oh no, the girl will stay there if he ever has
He'll
to
go.
leave anywhere. They always leave someone in there.
Yeah, they playing the game tough, man.
No, they had all the rules and all that stuff from the. I'd say they learned it all from TikTok because there's like a million freaking videos on how to squat. No problem. You know what I'm saying?
TikTok and Chat GPT on top of that. Yeah, you can figure out how to do anything.
But like,
That's,
yeah, it's a scary situation. Now the only thing, and I can always think of what these squatters can do, like you have that lock that automatically you're locking and stuff like that. I mean,
yeah.
they could always take it off. You know what I'm saying, and put some rinky dink that they're gonna use. You know what I'm saying? That it's just there's always something they can do. all these preventative measures help. The only thing that I was like 100% foolproof would be if you're paying for proper insurance for every single unit, which it gets expensive, right? If you're gonna do,
I
you
got
know,
away from proper because of that. Go ahead.
yeah, well, they offer
Yeah.
the squatting insurance.
See. I'm gonna be real. The only good thing about proper is they cover everything, like bed bugs, squatters, loss of income. That's the only thing because I moved over to steadily for the places that I own.
Mm.
Moved over to steadily,
And
but
why'd you move there?
it's cheaper, bro.
And do they cover all that stuff too?
They don't. Like I had to give up the I had to give up the I had to give up the spotter stuff. But now I'm like, damn, maybe it's worth it.
It could be. I mean, how much were you paying a month proper for like a apartment?
I don't remember exactly, but I know in total it was like 'cause I did a lot of apartments at one time. I know in total it was like a $500 savings. So I was like, uh. And then with all those units, I was like, okay, I might as well go below. Go ahead and go with steadily.
And it saved you $500.
Yeah. Per
Well, I'll tell
unit.
you, per year,
Unit. So
per
like I
unit
think
per year.
yeah, per unit per year. That's a
So
big savings. So I was like, well, damn, let me just switch over.
for a
Especially
whole for 12 months, $500
no,
divided by 12. What's that's
I don't know, 500 per unit. Yeah, per unit per year. Sorry.
per
For like
year?
10 units, that's $5,000.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, but my thing is one unit was
Mhm.
500 divided by 12.
Shit.
I haven't done math in a while.
Yeah, it ain't that much.
$60 a month.
But
I'm
but,
saving 60
but
bucks a month, right? Oh wait.
oh, never mind. I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. I switched to steadily only on the places that I own because steadily only insures you. They only provide it if you own the place. They won't
Uh,
do arbitrages. So my
but
arbitrages stayed with proper. With
do you
yeah.
okay, so I've managed people that have proper at apartments before. It's about
Yeah.
well,
Me
how
too.
much is it? Like $100 a month?
It's Nord. It might be like 70. It might be about all with now. Shit. Yeah, it's probably like $100 a month, Molly, a little bit more.
I guess depending on how much stuff you get on there, right? Is it
Yeah.
you can
It
adjust it
depends on
like
how
a
much you get and how much content coverage you get.
so if you think of one squatter could be there even in Texas for like 3 months,
I think
if
it's
they know
worth
how to
it.
play the game, that's how much rent you pay in a month. $1,500 a month. That's $4,500 right there. Plus you're not getting no income from not being able to rent out the place. That's another 2 4 6. That's another $6,000. That's
I have
ten
a
thousand,
question.
$11,000.
With 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 proper squatter insurance, are they also giving you the loss of income insurance on that?
Now I know they said it. Their squatter insurance is insures up to $20,000. So I don't know what all,
Yeah.
but they do have loss of income as part of their stuff. So I don't know if it's how they work that, but maybe it is up to 20,000 for loss of income plus rent. Whatever you're.
That was the reason I went with steadily because I'm like, if I can at least keep the loss of income, I'm cool. I'll do that. But it was only on the places I own. They don't do arbitrage, so I had my because I've been out the arbitrage game a few months now, so I haven't been arbitraging anything. But yeah, I'm like thinking though, if you do have that squatter problem, maybe it is worth it on the houses that I own, like to go ahead and get proper back.
I think it's worth it.
I would.
I've seen the light. I've seen the light because another person at one of my condos in Dallas. This girl, she came from Furnished Finder,
Squat.
and she was trying to do the squatting thing. She was doing all the stuff. She paid the first month, and the second month she paid it partially. I'm gonna get paid Friday kind of thing, and Friday comes around. Well, I this happened. One of those things. I said, listen, you got to leave if you're not gonna pay the rent. And then she just went off and started talking all crazy and this and that. You can't kick me on the street. I have rights. All this is the exact same freaking stuff that the other one said, and that all these squatters are saying. And then I was like, it was getting up to like she's like just kind of ghosting me, and it got up to like the point the day before she's supposed to check out, right?
Yeah.
And this is like a direct, direct booking with us, right? And
Yeah.
so I was like, listen, your checkout date is the first. I put the 3 day. I plastered that 3 day notice. I'm going to do the eviction. Blah blah blah. And so your checkout date is the first. I said, you will not long, the complex will not register your car here. So you can't park under the covered. You can't park anywhere anymore. It's going to get towed. And I said, what other things I was saying? I was just saying all this stuff, man. I was like, I'm gonna call the cops. The cops are gonna get there, and she had a rap sheet too, man. I looked it up online. She had a freaking rap sheet, man. She's coming from Furnished Finder, and so
You guys didn't do a background check?
that's the thing, man. I always do background checks on all my freaking long term rentals, right? And this one slipped through the cracks on Furnished Finder because I was like, oh, travel nurses, they're freaking. I've never had a problem with the travel nurse, knock on wood. So she started doing all the stuff that she's gonna stay. Anyways, she at the very end, she just said, well, at least can you give me to the she started getting scared. Can you at least give me to the second and I'll leave? And I was like, fine, you got to the second. And then she left. I was just thinking, man, another squatter situation. I was like, this is crazy. I got to get the proper insurance.
Yeah, man, that's a good one. I didn't even think about the squatter insurance, man.
It's
So yeah,
huge.
background checks, bro.
No, background checks are huge. Yes.
Yeah, I don't.
I told the team never let anyone slide through again on without doing a background check.
You see, y'all just trusted because it was furnished. Did they use key check through Furnished Finder? They didn't use nothing. They were just like,
No, nothing.
oh man,
Yeah,
it's learned
like I
lesson.
said, I've never got burned on Furnished Finder before, ever. They've
Yeah.
always been the best guests.
What's crazy though? Like I've never been burned on Furnished Finder, but people complain about it. Like I'm like, man, these people are complaining for nothing. But I guess it just depends, man. Because I've never been. I'm just like you. I've never been burnt on Furnished Finder
Yeah,
ever.
they've been
Dang.
great guests. I mean, they're in the medical field.
But you know what though? I don't, I'm be honest with you. Most of my clients, they ain't. I don't really do medical clients no more. I've been mainly doing insurance, and right now I am working on my I'm getting the direct link with FEMA, so I can just do mostly insurance. Um, I'm working with what are those people called? Well, anyways, I got my two certifications. The certs, the minority owned, the women owned business certifications. So then when you apply for the GSA and the government contracts, you'll get pushed ahead of the line, because you have more of those certifications. But yeah, so I haven't done like medical people in a while, but I have heard about people complaining about Furnished Finder. I just haven't experienced it, man.
Yeah, I mean the actually, it's funny. It hasn't been a lot of medical, or they don't want to pay nothing anymore. Then, during COVID they had pockets full of money. But now, travel nurses and stuff, they don't want to pay hardly anything to stay at your places. But a lot more people are coming from other places that have heard about Furnished Finder. And I guarantee you the squatters out there have heard about Furnished Finder and they said, "Oh, it's mom and pops, blah blah blah." They can't get an apartment at a regular apartment complex, so they're going to try these mom and pops out and then do their spiel. That's so the word is out on the street that Furnished Finder is a bunch of mom and pops out there, real lax rules.
Ooh. Yeah, I run my background checks.
And
I
who do you
run
use for your background checks?
Avail.
Avail, they're the best.
But I don't know if they're the best, but they work for us. Yeah, I've been using Avail.
Cause you ever
Um,
used Zillow applications?
mm, Not for my background checks. I wouldn't even trust it. But I'm not saying nothing is wrong with it. People who have used it probably know it, but I wouldn't trust it because I feel like it's just too many people that are just on Zillow like that. So I just was like, mm-mm.
So you say you do not accept Zillow applications.
Oh, I do accept them, but like I'll accept them, but I would push you over to Avail to do a background check and set up your lease and all that.
So they'll do that's what I mean. Cause with Furnish Finder, you
Hmm.
can put in an application and it's good for 30 days. You can submit to as many properties as you want. And
Hmm.
so it's good for the people out there looking for apartments or arbitragers or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're saying that those you don't. I mean, if they sent one of those, you're not gonna judge them on that. You say, listen, okay, thank you for that, but I'm gonna send you an Avail one because it's
No.
more thorough, whatever.
Yeah, you got to, but not telling them, hey, it's a $55 application fee.
So it's $55. A
Yeah,
lot
they
of them
have
are
to
like
pay.
$30 now, but this one's a little bit more.
Yeah, it's $55, and I'll let them know they're fine paying it.
Now,
That's
have you
what
ever seen side by side like what the Zillow one looks like and what a Avail one looks like? All the information you get. Have you ever seen it
I
side by side?
haven't. I
I'd be interested in that.
Me too. I mean, I haven't because now, I mean, I am now because now how you just explain this story, I'm very interested because I've done Avail for so long and haven't had any issues. And they pull like drivers, any like high end sex crimes, you're a sex offender, any crimes, credit score, address history. They give me all that. So yeah, bro, that dang, yeah, that's crazy. That's a 4 month squatter at this point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's crazy, man. From an Airbnb stay, and that's the trippy part, man. And like I said, it's not even the person that booked the place, but it was the person that was there that she let
I
in.
will say this about Airbnb. Airbnb does a good job of background checking the people who are booking.
Yep.
Now, they do a good job of that. I've known my friends who done stuff way back in the day. They book a place and get kicked off. Like, hey, they ran a background check on you. You know what I mean? So they do a good job of that. But the people, their company they're bringing with them, yeah, that's up in the air. But that is why Airbnb implemented, they have the thing where everyone can now be on the chat and everyone you can tell, hey, if this many people are there. But it's like this, you say, you're not always checking them cameras, bro. You're not gonna
No.
check, you know.
And even someone brings a dude brings a chick or a chick brings a dude. I mean, it's like okay, whatever.
Yeah,
It's
who
a one
cares?
bedroom
Yeah,
apartment. They're gonna, hey,
do
who's
your
that?
thing. Yeah, do your thing for the night and whatever else you're about to do. But you don't expect no squatter. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, so that's the big it's a big danger out there, and it's getting more prevalent in the Airbnb community because they know, like I said, they can't get into apartments, they can't get into this or that, but they can get into Airbnbs pretty easily.
It's true, man. That's
And if
true.
it's someone with an ankle monitor that don't give a shit, that don't care if they're going to be there, not ever leaving the place, that's under house arrest, or a better place than a freaking Airbnb.
Do you have like ring cameras out on it?
On that one, it's funny. I had sold, here's the crazy part. I had sold these Airbnbs, all my Airbnbs in that area of Lower Greenville, right? And I went that week and collected all the Ring cameras, and had sold each one. And I had sold that one too. As soon as this person left, it was gonna be someone that was gonna purchase that one,
Okay.
right? And their lease was already gonna start like in October 1st. But of course, this threw a whole wrench in everything, and, and but I had already took all the Ring doorbells off. Not that it was going to help anyways, but I had already removed all of the Rings. I was like, they're going to take over this place. I want my cameras. I can use them somewhere else, whatever. But yeah, that was another another caveat to this.
Dang. That's crazy,
But
bro.
that's just I don't want it to be a bummer of a show. And I brought up the squatty
Hey,
situation, but it's very important. And that's why I wanted to bend your ear about it and hear how you prevent the squatters. So first of all, we get some practical information. Take that top lock off that's inside that you can't access from the outside of the door, right?
yeah.
Take that the squatter lock. We'll call it the squatter lock.
Water
Take that
lock.
take the squatter lock off if you're doing an arbitrage in an apartment complex. That way, they can't keep you out of there. You know what I'm saying? And 30 days stays, be leery about that, especially if they start slipping and start their card not working and all that stuff. Get them the hell out of there. Um, what else can you do? What else can you do? I know Mike Brown's big, and I met these people over there at one of these meetups about a month ago. This the security, the private security
Oh yeah.
company. Yeah, what are those guys called? Do you remember?
I forgot their names, but I used them before. Yeah.
Yeah, and they'll say they'll get them out. They say, "Oh,
Yeah.
we'll get them out. We'll show up with armed and all that stuff." And I
Yeah.
said, "Well, what happens if they don't want to open the doors? Y'all kick in the door?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah, we'll kick in the door." If
Yeah.
they're he goes now he did say if it's over 30 days situation, squat blah 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 if they have the whatever squatter
And they're
rights.
right. Yeah.
He goes, we can't, legally we can't. But if it's under 30 days, that's your place. You want these people out, we'll get them out. I was like, oh damn, that's good to know.
Dang, that's what's up though. Okay.
So these guys are worth their money. These guys are worth their money. And so I would definitely recommend. I'll find out the name. I'll get Mike Brown to tell us the name. We'll put it in the show notes. But or wherever you're at in this country, world, I don't know, the whole world does it different, but find a private security company near you and talk to them, see what all they can do, how they can help you. Because the main thing is to get these people out.
Yeah.
You
And I'm
know,
gonna say this ain't a bummer of a show. This is a lot of learning lessons right here. Because
it yeah.
this happens, but like it happens so infrequently that people forget about it. So then when it does happen, it's like, oh damn, what do I do? It becomes an emergency. So I think there's a lot of learning lessons in this.
And the fact that there's so many TikToks and reels telling people how to do this stuff, right? That's a scary situation
We
because
need
then
just as many TikToks and reels showing people how to prevent it. Because I mean, if you look at like even the insurance thing, I didn't even think about the insurance thing until now. Like, dang, squatter protection, you probably need it. Are you switching? You have you switched back over to proper?
I'm going to because this, after this whole situation, and then I thought it sucked. Situation sucked, kept me up at night, kind of thing. But the thing that I was telling myself, all right, 99.9% of my units, none of this has ever happened before, right? This is a one-off thing. I was just telling myself that to try to keep my head up. You're doing great at the other properties. There's some crazy people out there. You can't prevent, you can't prevent 100% of bad stuff from happening. But it's good to be prepared for it when it does happen, right? Because that could be a big chunk of money. Murphy's Law, what can go wrong will go wrong.
Oh,
And so
dang,
that's what I saw. Proper is the only, they advertise online, the only insurance company that has squatter protection.
dang, bro. So I just text my group and they said, yeah, that Schlage lock, it won't, the smart one, it doesn't delete the code. So even if they can just go in and out free reign, as long as once the code syncs, it's on there.
Mm.
Dang. I might have to reconsider that lock now. Damn, man.
But the
It's
cool,
always the reason we get on these calls. Dang,
yeah,
go. I'm
yeah, we
like,
help
dang.
each other out, man.
Yeah, because
The
I'm
cool
like,
thing
dang.
that what you told me about the Vivint Smart Hub, that's cool because even if they ripped it off the wall, I mean, that'll alert the police, I assume, right? If they rip it off the wall.
No, I don't think it would. I think it would alert, you know what it would do? It would alert you that it's no longer talking to the LTE. Then you could tell them like, hey, I need somebody dispatched. So we could do it that way as well. So
Okay.
yeah, it's just fail safe in there.
That's the thing. And I was thinking too of somehow to put a loud ass annoying alarm that just rings and rings and rings where they don't even want to be there. You know what I'm
Oh yeah, Dumb and Dumber, most annoying sound in the world.
saying?
Oh, okay, never mind. So he told me what it does is it revokes access based on the time you choose, so it won't work. Okay, that's what I was wondering. So then, but you still have to manually purge the codes. Okay, that works. Okay. Dang,
Nice.
man, that's a lot of learning lessons, man. Now, one question I did have for you because I know you're still growing your business. Have you outsourced to so? And I'm seeing a lot of people like in Facebook groups. They're big on this, like how to cut costs. The first thing everyone's saying is they're outsourcing most of their stuff to AI. Have you looked into doing that, or have you
No,
started it?
I
Haven't.
have not. No.
Okay.
I I have my team. They do a great job. I haven't outsourced it to AI. I mean, I'm sure part of it is the smart messages and hospitable and stuff like that, I guess, but I haven't just totally, given, and I've heard people that are doing that and they'll
Yeah.
say any question it'll pull out from the question, it'll AI will answer it for them. You know what I'm saying? No, that's
I'm
pretty cool.
yeah. I'm looking at Bestie, but they dropped their connection to Hostfully. But I might be leaving Hostfully this year anyway. Just the cost too high. But I'm thinking about that because if you look at Bestie, it can go and grab people that have stayed a year ago during this time and reach out to them automatically, offering them like, hey, if you want to come back and stay. That was pretty cool. I was like, damn, like I am looking at like maybe so then I can move my VA to mainly just working on like advertising, calling insurance clients, like mainly picking up the phone because that's really where I need someone's picking up the phone, and actually doing outsourced marketing instead of, answering Airbnb messages. If we can get AI to do it because it's
Now,
crazy.
now, what was that? Those things that you used to install at the places that would collect the emails.
Oh, StayFi. I still use those.
Okay. Now, how have you gotten repeat business from the StayFi?
Yes. But the
Okay.
thing is, I'm only reaching out to them via like email. And I think my emails get redundant. And we text every blue moon, we'll text them. Our emails get redundant, but I'm gonna start doing more text campaigns. Like I have the database, but now I want to like reach back out to them on the OTAs because that's where the hit is. Because like they're just sitting there a year ago, like, and they hit like 2 weeks before they traveled. They get a message like, "Oh man, remember that place we went last year? They just hit me up." That's what I want, and I think that's like what a lot of these AI tools are bringing. Like Bestie's the only one I've done a interview with. I need to. I'm about to make a. So I love these podcasts, man. I need to make a to-do list to go look at a few other ones that have came out to
Hmm.
see like what they offer. Because yeah, that's what I've been hearing too. Like people like, oh man, I'm cutting costs by just going to AI. I'm like, oh damn.
It's pretty cool what AI can do. I'm not, but I do
On
have my
that,
my team in place and they do a great and they can handle. I would think they handle problems that are more complicated than what AI could handle. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, like certain things like reach outs, like hey, if a plumbing thing's down, reaching out to the plumber,
How's
that I
AI gonna
can
do that?
trust it. Yeah, like stuff like that. But what I would want is set the keyword so then it goes and reaches out to the VA. You know what I'm saying? Now my VA's resource time is tied up in like serious stuff. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah. And you just have the one VA?
mhm, yeah.
She runs the whole operation
hmm
24/7. How does she do it 24/7 though?
We don't really have much going on. She does it 24/7. Like we don't really get much because she's in Philippines, so she's really like hour ahead. So when it's like daytime and stuff like that, she's awake. Something happens at night. I think she's awake. She's awake. It
So
hasn't been
is she on call all day then?
not really on call because like if we do have a phone call, which we rarely get, I'll answer it if need be. But if not, we have a business line phone, and then we also have our Google Voice, which she can answer, and she does most of the call outs. But yeah, I don't really have because I remember, and I'm going to tell you how I did that. I got my units down to where it's high end units, profitable, and good units. So then we have a really good cleaning and handyman team. If anything goes wrong, they can quickly fix it. But like in an emergency, I would probably have to be the one to like in like at night emergency or something like a weekend emergency. I would just like pick up the phone if it's something.
Mm,
But she's always just answering. Like she basically just has a phone on her. She just answers. She don't need to be like in front of a computer or nothing.
okay, cool.
Like Monday through Friday, she's in front of the computer. That's what she's doing her marketing. Marketing.
Because I have three VAs that do each shift,
Mhm.
day shift, afternoon, midnights. And then I have a VA that he's my actually assistant. And he's on all day, but he does all of the midterm stuff.
Okay.
So he's out getting us,
That's what
getting.
I need. I need someone. Let AI handle that. You do midterm marketing call outs. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you'd have less. You can take your call volume from here to here if you're going midterm. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because your call volume is usually for me anyway, it's been short term. And like
Yeah.
right now I have somebody, most of my people are all long term. I have like a 4 or 5 day stay right now, and I'm just like ready for them to go so I can get a midterm in. I mean, I'm serious. Like it's like, but I need someone on that marketing.
Oh man, it tripped me out. Well, a stay came across today at our house in Grand Prairie, right? A
Yeah.
5 bedroom house there. I bought that one a few months ago with a partner, and so this stay came across. They're checking in tomorrow, and it was a lady that came across from it hit us up on Airbnb, right?
Yeah.
And said, "Hey, I'm so and so from Alacrity, which used to be ALE, whatever,
Alacrity. Yeah, I know them.
Alacrity."
Hmm
Yeah, yeah. You probably even know the lady, but I think you do because I went and looked her up in LinkedIn. You were already friends with her.
Yeah.
I need to get on LinkedIn, man. I need to get on LinkedIn.
Yes,
But
sir.
anyway, so I found her by just Googling and trying to call. She didn't answer the phone, but she already booked for these guests, you know how Airbnb lets you do third party now if you're a ALE, if you're a corporate housing provider, you can do book for people now,
Yeah.
and which is smart on Airbnb because they knew they were losing all this money, so they're getting into the midterm game, and but they booked a 7 day stay for these people, and I was like, she's like, yeah, you know their house is getting worked on, I'm gonna book this stay. I was like, I mean, well, my VAs, approved it and all that stuff. And Manu reached out to her or tried to call her and stuff, and she didn't answer her phone or get back to us. But I reached out. I sent a text message to the clients. I saw the phone number and I said, hey, if y'all, I'm the homeowner, blah blah. If y'all are y'all gonna need longer than 7 days, by the way, we could. It's available right now. And he said, yeah, we're definitely gonna need longer. I don't know why they only booked us a 7 day stay. I was like, well, okay, we'll reach out to your, to your whoever handles your situation
Yeah.
and let them know to call me, and I can deal outside of the Airbnb. But anyway, so after that happened, then of course, 2 weeks from now we got a booking, like,
Oh, man.
and so I'm like, damn it, I don't want to block my calendar. I mean, I have the prices real, like, how we do it. The farther out, the higher the prices. It's a good booking, like, $2,500 for a few days. I don't want to be canceling that booking. If he mentioned he might be there for like maybe a couple months, but still, that's not 2 months. It's not. I mean, it's okay, but if I'm having these bookings, I got to cancel that are pretty good themselves, and
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes if you're gonna get like a $10,000 booking, then yeah, you want relocate the people that have these little rinky dinky bookings. Sorry,
Yeah. You know my saying, man. Never pass up some for show money for some more money. So straight up.
so anyway, so I don't know. I don't know why they booked. I've never seen that before. They booked an Airbnb before, like 3 month stays, 2 month stays. The ALE in them, but they booked a 7 day stay. I was like, this is different.
You know what though? I've noticed a lot of them do that. Like, okay, for example, I just had one book for 7 days, like 5 days, extended a month. I thought they were gonna leave after that. They waited till like 3 days before checkout and extended another month. So I think what they're doing initially is to see the place. This was through HomeLink. HomeLink and Alacrity. They've been really booking on Airbnb really tough lately. So most of my clientele is starting to just come through Airbnb because that's just where everyone's starting to be again, including insurance clients. So I think they're trying to like get a feel gauge of the property, because the ones I've noticed, the insurance clients who haven't been staying are the ones who need to go and view the property. They need to go view the property. The insurance clients that are sitting on Airbnb, they're just sniping them out. You know what I mean? So I think they're just trying to get that initial look at the property.
Listen, ALE, if you're listening, or Alacrity or whatever the hell, whoever's out there that does that midterm bookings that's listening to our show, you see that little logo that's on our Airbnb page? Find us, man. Find us out there and talk to us directly. We love you guys. We've done so much business with you guys. Why the hell are you booking through Airbnb? I'm glad you found me on Airbnb. That's great. But hit me up. Look at my little logo. Hit up our Just Rentals or, Share
The right
BNB.
thing. No, I'm saying you did the right thing because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to
get me to call them.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And I did, and she didn't answer.
Man. Yes, call. That's why I use LinkedIn, because you can call and email. They really respond to email. They respond to email pretty quick. And because I have like when you go on my LinkedIn, you always see that I'm friends with like all the Alacrity people, all of them. But I'll email them or I'll just hit them up on LinkedIn, and now they know who I am. They're like, "Oh, this is the guy. He owns this."
So Connie. You know Connie.
Which one? Which one?
Which Connie? Connie Smith, I think. I don't know.
Connie Smith, probably do.
You're friends with her. I seen it.
Then I probably sent out a message. I've been in her DMs. Hey, I slide in all those people's DMs. Yeah, I go in all that.
And we stay top of mind. We send out all the what is it called? The emails and stuff every day. We're sending out available properties. We stay on top of mind, and they hit us up all the time directly. But it's just weird. We have a great relationship with ALE, Alacrity, and I'm surprised they did it through Airbnb. It's just a weird deal.
I don't know. It's a good question. Maybe it's a price thing. I don't know. And a lot of them are starting to rent straight up empty properties now. So that's the big thing too. So,
because for a minute there, They were hitting us up directly and renting for 1.5 month stays. And I was
Mm,
like, 45-day stays. And I was like, wait a minute. They've always done at least 3 months, right?
mhm.
All these, they've done at least 3 months. And now they're doing 1.5 months. And I'm thinking, okay, it might be a money saving measure from the insurance companies, right?
Mhm.
But what freaking what world or what multiverse do contractors actually finish something in a month and a half?
Man,
I've never seen it. And they
ever.
always extend. They always extend, but we tell them, listen, we can't just block our calendar out for 3 months because y'all are probably gonna extend. And but they've always extended.
Are you getting a security deposit off of them?
Yeah, yeah, we did do security deposits.
Yeah, so I do the security deposit, but I tell them if they can't extend, like I'll hold the place, but if you can't extend and and I'm holding this place, I'm gonna keep your security deposit. They're usually been cool with that to protect
Hmm.
me. Because if you want me to keep holding this place for you and this 1 month you come up and say you ain't booking, like I gotta cover myself.
Now,
You know what I'm
how much do you charge usually for security deposits?
saying? Thousand,
$1,000.
thousand.
Okay, I moved it to. I was doing 1,000. I moved it to 1,500. Now I
Blame
do
you.
see people out there that are charging like, okay, their place is renting 6,500 a month. They're charging $6,500 deposits, and I'm like,
Are they getting booked though?
my buddy in Louisiana and Shreveport, Shannon, he is getting booked. I mean, I think he probably said 4,500 over there, but I think he's just so unique. He doesn't have a lot of competition over there like we do over here. So it's the people, it's the guests themselves that are paying that deposit, which we found out, right? So we can't. I'm like, man, a guest is going to choose between two or three different houses. One of them deposits $6,000 and the other deposits 1,000 or 1,500, like me or you charge, right? They're going to
Yeah.
choose one of our places. That's why we lowered our deposits. I
But
would
his
assume
place is very unique.
his is unique. It's a nice place, and it's not. There's no other Airbnbs around,
You know
so
what?
he
I'll be
he can
honest.
kind of yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, he can kind of charge what he wants.
Yeah, I do have two places I could do that. Now that I think about it, I have two places that are so unique that I could charge a higher security deposit and someone would still pay it because they won't because there's nothing else like it in the area.
Mm,
I see what he's doing. That could definitely work.
yeah.
Yeah, because my mom's that we just launched, like I could charge a really high security deposit, but like people are paying like her new place, bro. People are paying like $5,000 for 3 weeks, like not even monthly stays. I'm like, damn. Once we get somebody, yeah, and like, but it's one of them unique places, and it's very big. It's 4 beds, 3 baths, like
Yeah.
2,800 square feet, so it's big. So yeah,
Oh, nice. Wow, we've it's a pretty good show. I mean, we can go on forever,
hey,
but
dude.
we should probably wrap it up and save some for the next one.
Yes,
But
sir. Man.
yeah, it's been great. It's been just, I mean, me and you, we're still grinding. We're still going forward, even with the highs and lows. You just keep persevering, and hard work always pays off in the end. I was thinking about that today. I remember I was thinking of flashbacks when I first started, and I got my first Airbnb up because of you. Told me to get my first Airbnb up and running over here in Hurst, the little bitty house, remember? And I
Yeah,
was scrubbing the floors up until like 3 a.m. I was just, oh my God, first guests are tomorrow. Putting all the stuff in the garage. I was on my hands and he just freaking out. I'm not going to get this done in time. All those moments in the beginning took me where I am right now. All the panic moments, all the squatting thing, all this stuff, it made me stronger and it brought me to where I am at this moment. Successful. I took 2 months off to be with the new baby, and I didn't without pay from my day job because thank God I didn't need it. So I was like, oh, this is so cool. I took a 2 months sabbatical, and I could have took longer if I wanted to. But anyway, so it's just things like that. But it's so much hard work up front. And I know people want the easy button and then they're looking at the gurus online and I'm gonna get this program. Most people don't do nothing with it. But you just gotta get out there and grind, man.
straight up, man. I tell people as one of my good leader friends always says, um, there's never two straight good days in a leader's life. You got to be willing to accept the bad that's coming at you and be able to handle it. Because man, it's hard. Like that squat situation is hard, man. Taking losses in your business is hard, but you got to push through it. You got to learn, like, just like how we were having this conversation, it's a mastermind. Like, okay, well, maybe we should switch to this. You got to surround yourself with people that want to grow and want to actually survive in the business and thrive in it. And you'll always win, man. Because I missed recording. I was like, man, we gotta get an episode up for the first of the year at least. I was like, man, I know you've been busy. I've been busy. I'm like, man, we gotta get an episode up. So yeah, man, we're gonna start getting them more consistently, getting them up again. Because I know Steve's been busy. Congratulations to your child. And yeah, man, we just stay at it, stay grinding. Nothing. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Easy don't bring us nothing.
No, don't, man. We got so much to talk about in the next episode. Thank y'all so much for listening. Myka, where can they find us?
Find us at liveletthrive.com. Send us an email, info@liveletthrive.com, I believe, and Myka@liveletthrive.com, Steve at liveletthrive.com. And also, we have our businesses. I have Airbnb, and I know Stevie Stacks has his business, Argis Rentals. Hit us up if you need management. If you're looking to get into the business, consulting, we do it all.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for listening. See y'all in the next episode. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Live, Let, Thrive. Be sure to tune in next week for all the latest in the world of Airbnb and all that entails. Bye-bye.